have a conversation around customer service that gets results. Customer service that gets results. So immediately after the COVID-19 lockdown was eased in Lagos, I think that it was a Tuesday or thereabout. We went back to work kind of. There was a gradual easing of the lockdown from face to face. I think the second day thereabout, I got a call. Not even a call. I got a voice note, WhatsApp voice note from one of our clients. He said, "I've been trying to reach you yesterday. That was the previous day. Your number is not going. You're going to lose a lot of business." So I said, wow, this is someone that is actually one of our key clients and has actually been consistent with us. What happened was the day before then, that was the first day the lockdown was eased. We had kind of downtime. The internet was down. We had a downtime then, and I was not able to get any message whatsoever. The following day, we were able to get messages in, and that was what came in. So I figured out I figured out what he wanted, because he wanted us to deliver something to him before the close of business. That same day, I got the message from him. So I just kept on thinking, what do I do now? Okay, I said, okay, fine. This is what I'm going to do. I just called my team in. We endeavored to get his order met, delivered to him. So, and I said that, sir, for the inconveniences suffered by you, we're going to give you or render this particular order at no cost to you. That means it's going to be free of charge to you. The man was kind of surprised. Say, he was pleasantly surprised. And okay, he now said, okay, there are some other things I also need you to help me deliver on. Okay, please help out with this. Because of that singular act, what we delivered on for the second order was 10 times the cost of the free order. So we are making a profit of close to
Hello.
10 times what we gave him for free. Customer service that gets results. We will not, because of the time being, we will not be able to go through everything there is to the topic. But what we just try to do is I've just identified a couple of headers and flow with those headers. So for the time being, we're going to talk about value your customer. What does that mean, to value your customer? In essence, you see people generally, they go through, they buy safes, or let me say these secured locks, and from the secured lock, they don't keep tissue paper and napkins in those secured lock. They keep things of value. Why? Because the things of value need to be kept somewhere that is secured. Similarly to your customers are very, very valuable. There are qualitative measures to valuing a customer, but today we're going to talk about um, there are quantitative measures of also valuing a customer. But today we're going to talk about the qualitative aspect of customer valuation. And today we're focusing on the amount of referral business. The amount of referral business. The amount of referral business you can get from customers. I want to share a story with us. This was a story that happened to someone that I know. The man, generally in our environment, what eateries or fast food restaurants do, or fast food centers do, is they try as much as possible to not just have the fast food section, but they also have like the event centers where you could actually walk in and host a couple of events in those locations. So the man walked in. made his order. But when the order came, he wasn't too pleased with what the person came to deliver. Um, and the waiter went back. The person waiting on him went back, returned it, and brought something new and fresh, which he greatly appreciated and actually apologized for the error they made initially. The man continued his meal, and the waiter also came back again. And at this time around, she got to ask him how did he perceive the meal, how was it, and the man gave her a very good feedback that okay, the meal was okay, and he was just glad that he was treated like king. Few months down the line, his organization was about hosting a get-together. The way we have a get-together, the organization was about hosting a get-together. What did he do? He immediately suggested that center or that fast food or that eatery that has a event center. He immediately suggested that to his company. They got their get together there. They hosted it for the year. The members of staff that came around were glad that the place was okay, was fine, was perfect, was nice. And from that singular engagement, they gave them they gave them a 3-year agreement to keep using that center for the next 3 years. So if you do the value in naira and kobo of what was actually gotten by the restaurant, you see they got revenue worth 1.2 million the first year. Then if you factor that in for the next 3 years, you see they got over 4 million naira in revenue because someone took his time out to treat someone right. So value your customer. You don't know who walks in, who does the person know, and who the person can speak to. The amount of referral business that you can get from those people. The other thing again we want to look at again is excellence in terms of rendering customer service that will give results. We look at excellence offering delivery design. When I say excellent offering delivery design, we mean that employees' heroism or is not a sustainable result. What do we mean is that the system for the delivery of your service or goods should not be something that it's have to cost the employee so much to be able to deliver on. It should be designed in such a way that seamlessly they're able to design on it. You cannot put someone at the front desk and there's some kind of inquiry that will be coming to his desk and is not suited or equipped enough to respond to those inquiries or those kind of queries. This one was so evident in the story of a senior manager in one international retail bank. She just took out time. Okay, this time today I'm going to try to serve customers and begin to interface with customers. Do you know that she said, from her own experience, that from the very hour that customers started walking in, the customers were yelling at her. At the end of the day, she was yelling back at customer. What does that mean? It means that our own service delivery design or the delivery of our offering was poorly designed such that most of the things the customers were coming for, they were not equipped to solve them. So it had to take her to work on the ground floor. Let me put it that way, on the ground floor to see that. So as either products, as a service deliverer, provider, whether be it product, service, whatever you're offering. When I mean offering means whether you're doing service or products, whatever you're offering, you should design systems that will make it seamless to deliver on what you've said. You should design systems that will make it seamless to deliver on what you've said. That's how you can do customer service that gets results. The other area we'll be looking at is for customer service that gets results is the rule book. The rule book. The rule book is just means that every organization have standard operating procedures. Every organization have standard operating procedures, SOPs, rules, regulation, guidelines on what they are supposed to do, how you're supposed to get things done, etc. But the thing is, when those rules, regulation, SOPs begin to interfere with the delivery of service, then we have to look at the whole situation from the customer's perspective. With us that was shared by it's just a virgin story. There's a couple. Their name is the Williamson. The story was shared by Richard Bracton. They are called the Williamson. So they bought a ticket to fly on the Virgin Airlines, and before they could even use the ticket, the man's wife, that's the lady, got a ticket also from one of our clients to fly to London. So they just kept the ticket they bought aside and flew on the one given to them by their client. So after a while, because they didn't use that ticket for a while, so as I thought they were about using it, the Virgin representative they met said they were supposed to make a particular change fee, which they did not make, so the tickets will not be usable again. The representative of Virgin took the matter up to the accountant. When they got to the accountant said, actually, they cannot use that ticket again because rules are rules. They should go and get another one. But you know, the value of the cost of that ticket is quite substantial. Let me put it that way. The doggedness of that representative was so strong. Her name is Awa. She took the same matter up to his superior. And what the superior did, the superior said, okay, that since they didn't use the ticket, that they should pay a change fee, and they were reissued on that ticket. So what am I trying to say? Rules are rules. Yes, the rule of the organization, Virgin, was that once you didn't pay a change fee, you'll not be able to use that ticket. But given the situation of the client, they had to bend the rule, or let me say they have to do it such a way that the client will be satisfied. So what am I saying in essence is, I'm saying that rules are rules, regulations are regulation, but our regulation should not stand, our rules, regulations, SOP should not stand in the way of excellent service. Our rules, our regulations should not stand in the way of excellent service. So it is nice, we should constantly revisit the rules, the regulations, the laws, the guidelines, our SOPs to see which one are even out of touch with current reality and take them out so that those rules do not even stand in the way of excellent service. The other thing I want to share with us is how can we get customers to come back to buy from us? How can we get customers to come back to buy from us? I will share with us 4 things which have the acronym RAISE: reliability, appearance, credibility, empathy. Reliability, appearance, credibility, empathy. So if you want your customers to come back to buy from you, you need to be reliable. And when we say reliable, we mean doing what you have promised within the time you say you're going to deliver it. Do it how you said you are going to do it. Even reliability also speaks to the issue of certainty. Something as little as, we might call it little, as definiteness of your opening and closing time also speaks to reliability. For example, there's a barber that I know. He lost a lot of business for just this same thing. He has no fixed opening and closing time. Sometimes when you're returning back from work and you want to have your haircut, quick haircut, the guy has closed before 9. Sometimes he's there longer than 9 p.m. Sometimes he opens the store by 9 a.m. At other times, he opened by 10 a.m. So he's very inconsistent. So reliability speaks to consistency, even so for things as little as our opening and closing time. We should also be reliable in that regard. Appearance. What do I mean by appearance? Your appearance sends a message. Your appearance is saying something to your customers. We call it the gift of appearance. And what do we mean by appearance? Appearance also speaks to the ambience of your office. It speaks for like with professional service. It speaks to even the way your correspondence, letters, complimentary cards, how they look like. If your appearance, if you present stuffs that are shabby looking, it speaks to the fact that probably your service is going to be shabby. So basically, appearance also, there's even a story of a man who traveled from different part of the country to a particular location for a conference. They were both doctors. The dad was a doctor. His son was also a medical doctor. By the time they got to the pre-conference venue, people began to engage more with his son because they didn't even know them, but they figured out that with the way the son dressed, the dad came in in shorts. The son came in properly dressed. So the people figured out that, okay, this one must be the professional. So they were engaging more with the son, not knowing that the dad was going to even be one of the main speakers for the following day. So your appearance sends a message. It's a message to your customer. You're not going to give in your life savings to a fund manager who is probably who has a share ton. You just suspect that if this guy cannot put enough detail to his appearance, how much will he be able to put in the multiplication of your life savings? Credibility, C for credibility, means customers want to have that security and rest that when a problem arises, it will be solved at no extra cost. They want to know that when they buy from you or when they engage you and a problem arises, you not begin to give them story. This happened, that happened, blah, blah, blah. They also want to know from credibility also speaks to when you say something, there are no hidden fees to your offering, hidden fees, mysterious surcharges, hidden agenda. You don't have those things in your offering. So basically, when you say this thing item is free, in actual fact, it's free. Not that this item is free, and by the time the person opts in, he begins to see charges he didn't plan for. So it speaks to credibility. If you want people to buy from me and come back, you must be credible. And empathy. Empathy shows that you try to, as much as possible, to put yourself in the customer's own shoe. If you were the customer, if the table were reversed and you're the customer, would you have been happy being treated the way you're treating the fellow? A story of this an encounter with a woman, Zappos. She tried getting a couple of shoes from Zappos for her mom, who had problem with her feet because of the because of the sickness she had, um, she could not just wear any kind of shoe. So the daughter bought about 6 shoes from Zappos. They brought them in. The mom tested those shoes, and there was just two. That was actually something that she could wear for so long without so much pain. So the mom later called Zappos, the representative from Zappos. The representative from Zappos immediately resonated with her story because the representative from Zappos herself had a dad who had similar issue. So she even told the woman that the elderly woman that she's going to pray for her, and stuff like that. She empathized with her. A couple of days later, the lady sent that representative from Zappos sent her a couple of banquet of flowers. She was so excited that she had to call her daughter who was about 600 miles away to tell her that, look at the way the representative from Zappos treated me. The daughter, in the daughter's own word, the daughter was saying that she could hear the excitement in her own mom's voice. She could hear the excitement in her own mom's voice. So they later called Zappos to thank them that, okay, thank you so much for what you've done to our mom. Only for them to get on that message from Zappos 3 days after that they've been enlisted for a unique service which enables them to do free shipping. That means when they make purchases from Zappos, the family has been enlisted for free shipping. So invariably, the daughter said, the daughter's own one said that she vowed that they would never make any purchase from any company apart from Zappos. So what am I saying? If you want your customers to come back, 4 things stand out. You must be reliable. Your appearance must show that you want them to come back. You must be credible, and you must empathize with them. 4 things: race, reliability, appearance, credibility, and empathy. There's a principle called the principle of applied additional generosity. Applied additional generosity simply means that when there's a service failure, what you need to do is you ensure that the story the customer is going to say after that is a positive one. What do we mean? Like the example I gave in the opening of this discussion, I said the client called because we had downtime. We could not access his message. He called the following day that he was going to leave us to another client. We offered the service to him for the time he needs the service, and we also did it for free. So that's applied additional generosity, meaning that yes, there's been a service failure. The person had actually wanted us to deliver ABC, but we were unable to meet up. Can we make the story the person is going to say after that something that will be positive? So in rendering service that is targeted at getting results, this principle should be the underlying factor for everything you do. When there's a service failure, ensure that the story the customer is going to say after that, at the mention of your organization or your business, is going to be a happy one. We have a conversation sometime in March where I was having a presentation, and I said, killing profits kill. What am I trying to say there? I gave a very simple story of one of our mechanic who actually, for the price of every part, he charges 5 times the fee. Yes, he was profiting from our ignorance, and for over maybe a couple of years, maybe 3 to 4 years thereabout, he was profiting from those things. But By the time we got to realize that even within those 3 years, he's gotten close to 7 referrals. I wonder how many people makes a referral for a mechanic. Very well paying clients with steady income from 7 different clients, because we felt he was rendering a good service, not knowing he was ripping us off. But by the time we got to realize, we just left him and his, we didn't say anything. We just left him and his business. You know, when I was discussing with my friend said, you are a very dangerous customer. You are a customer that won't say anything. So those customers that don't say anything, they are really, really dangerous. So we might say, oh, this is Nigeria. This story is just Nigeria. It's, if you do it somewhere else, it doesn't change anything. We need to make so much from our customers. That's why we are offering them the service. I'll tell us on that story of Robert Davis. Robert Davis worked for a pest company. That's companies that tackle bugs, cockroaches, insects, and stuff like that to actually um, take them out from your premise. So there was a time like that they employed the business development officer, and what did they tell the business development officer? To go out, get more businesses from them. This will actually happen in the US. To go out, get more businesses for them and stuff like that. So one day the guy got a call from a client that bees were actually disturbing his home, that he should please come around to take them out. So this new guy quickly went into his vehicle, drove down to the client's place, and got the biggest sales contract they've ever gotten for the amount of $225. He came in with the paycheck, and everybody got excited in the office. Like, everybody got excited in the office, like, wow, this guy has made the biggest sales for this kind of offering. Only a few minutes down the line, the client himself called, the customer called, and what the customer said, the customer called their boss, because the customer called their boss, called the office, and said he was wondering, like, he really appreciated the boss, that the guy did a good job, stuff like that, but he was wondering if $225 was the fee for a 15-minute job. The boss immediately told him, like, okay, please, will you be at home for the next few hours? He said, yes, he's going to be at home. So the boss took the check, the sales guy or their business development person, put the two of them in the vehicle and drove down to the client's place. When he got to the customer's place, he said, sir, we're sorry that this happened. The boss said he had not taken his time to actually explain to their new business development executive about the way to charge and the merits for charging, that we got overzealous. What do we mean? What do I mean? Is that the boss did not even make the customer know that it was the business development executive or personnel that actually overcharged him, but the boss like took responsibility for that, and the client got so excited. So the boss said, okay, for the fact that we overcharged you on this one, we're going to render this service for free. So that means this service is on us. The client got so excited and told him, like, okay, if you can do this one for free, okay, so I have cockroaches and ants that actually disturbing my home. So can you please do this on us for free? They all laughed, but the boss charged the man $200 for this new job. The job that they were overcharged was supposed to be for $125, which the sales executive charged $225. But for this new sales that the boss got, he charged the client $300, and the client was happy. So, you know, the thing about this principle is, for most of us, it's doing business ethically with integrity and honesty it might not pay off as fast as that of Robert. It might not pay off as fast as the story I shared in the opening of this discussion. But as surely as the sun rises every day, it's going to pay off. But the time it's going to pay us off is one we don't know. So this with integrity and to do it honestly. I would love to end this discussion on customer service that gets results by running us through the elders we've done today. I've discussed with us that we should value our customers. We should design our offering delivery system to be excellent. That the rule book, the regulations, the guide, our SOPs should not stand in the way of excellent customer service. I've shared with us 4 key things you can do to make your customer keep coming back to buy from you. I call them raise, reliability, appearance, credibility, and empathy. I shared with us that the principle of applied additional generosity speaks to the fact that when there's a failure in service delivery, you must ensure that the story the customer will be saying after is a positive one. So whatever you need to do, if it's to make, if it's do send in your apology, whatever you need to do to ensure that the story that the customer will be saying after is a pleasant one, you do. So you are, and whatever you want to do, you can even double it by applying additional generosity. I also told us that killing profits kills, because if you look at the story of the mechanic, he lost 7 clients, lost we ourselves. So over time, as I speak today, his shop is closed, or his workshop is closed, rather. And actually, by running business ethically, integrity, and honesty, might not pay off as fast as we want it to, might not pay off immediately. By not ripping off your customers, might not pay off immediately. But down the line, definitely is going to pay off. So I want to finally leave us with this quote from Mahatma Gandhi. He said, years ago, several years ago, we should be like the guiding light for everything we do in service to our customer. He said, a shopkeeper should not think he is doing any service to a customer, but he shall always remember that only the customer is doing a service to the shopkeeper by giving him an opportunity to do business with him.